4.5 hours in, 3.5 hours to go in the 8 Hours of Bahrain. And with the great and the good of the motorsporting fraternity in the region on the grid, a chance to say goodbye to GTE Am and LMP2, both of which leave the series for next year to be replaced by loads more hypercars and GT3. At the start, Toyota 1-2 on the grid, Sebastian Buemi on the inside line down to the first corner. Mike Conway trying to defend the outside, but a lock-up from Earl Bamber under pressure from Antonio Fuoco, clattering into the back of Conway, scattering the pack, turning the Toyota around, and more contact as the LMP2 field arrived, with hypercars coming back on. United Autosports 22 car hitting the van wall, and the 23 car hitting both of them. A big spin there for one of the Alpines as well. Indeed, Josh Pearson, quite an imbroglio at the first turn. Hertz Team Jota didn't qualify strongly, but started the race well, pulling their way up the order, and so too did the number 60 car from Lynx, scheduled to be started by Claudio Schiavone. He was not well enough to start, and so the team were allowed to put in one of his co-drivers. He took the lead from sister car of the Iron Dames. A penalty for the number 2 caddy for that incident. That dropped them to the tail of Hypercar. Mike Conway coming back from last in the field to get to the first round of pit stops in 3rd place, and to do so he had to pass almost every single other car in the race, including all but one of the hypercars. That was the 51 Ferrari, which stayed in front of him and held him off to the first round of stops. Behind, the Proton competition Porsche was in a tussle with both Penske cars. All 3 of the 4 963s swapping paint and trading places on track. Drama for 34, Le Mans winning Inter Europol car just after an out-of-schedule stop, stopping on the circuit. 51 Ferrari being passed for 2nd place by the number 7 Toyota. Kobayashi, Mike Conway and Jose Maria Lopez in 7 need to win the race if they can. 60 Iron Lynx leads in GTE, 31 LMP2 leader is WRT, and the race, as from the first turn, being led by the number 8 Toyota. Gap at the lead of the race between the number 8 and the number 7 Toyota, who run 1st and 2nd. 33.9 seconds, has barely been under half a minute since the end of the first hour. And we are at the 3.5 hour to go mark. Ferrari in 3rd, just ahead of Hertz Team Jota. The 50 Ferrari, after a short fuel fill, struggling a little bit to make it all the way through to the next stop uninterrupted. Then the Porsches, Penske and Proton battling ahead of the Peugeots, plenty of Ps there. LMP2 leading WRT just behind the Cadillac, well, a couple of laps behind the Caddy, but the Caddy has not recovered from that first corner penalty. So it's WRT, Jota, WRT and LMP2. Iron Lynx number 60, still with 0 seconds driven by their bronze driver ahead of the Iron Dames car. Sarah Bovey back at the wheel of that to complete her minimum drive time. The Iron Dames look like they may be in a position to